Welcome back, everybody. Let's paint some wood. This sheet of wood we get from potato boxes at certain times of the year in France. And as you can see, one side tells you the variety of the potato and the weight, obviously, and it's all wood, and the other side is plain. So if you're using acrylic or gouache, you can gesso both sides and use both sides or one side as you please. I've gessoed one side of the lid so that you can see what it looks like. This is dry now. I used a heat gun, and the gesso gives a nice surface for the gouache to work on. So I'm just going to be using my Schmink gouache just to do the second side of my wooden potato box lid. We're going to call it a wooden canvas. That sounds better. Because after all, the canvases you buy that are wood, they're just thicker and they are smoother. But this is a more rough and ready version. This Schmink gouache is quite thick, but I add water to it. It's a few, excuse me, it's a few years old, so it can thicken over time. But you just add some water, and I keep it in a plastic bag. I'm not fussed on the packaging of the Schmink gouache in the actual, I don't know what you'd call this, kind of a cylinder canister, because the grooves around the lid get really clogged however much you clean it. It's just very difficult also to get to the bottom, the lower down the gouache is. It's almost like icing sugar, the thickness of it. Well, not icing sugar, the actual icing when you've made it with the sugar. It's quite thick. Hopefully it will cover, give it a nice surface and layer. If I can make it as smooth as possible, the layer will be better. And the gouache should go on without any problem. I always like to do two sides, just in case I do two pictures. Because after all, if it's used as a lid, again, you have the in and outside completed. And if you just use it as a canvas, you have two pictures for the price of one. Always remember, I forget, when you're using a paintbrush, to try and only use it in one direction. So either down or up or side, left or right. I'm very, very bad at forgetting that. I was often told, don't use the paintbrush as a scrubbing brush. I'm very bad at doing that, especially if I'm getting the last bits of paint. I hate wasting paint, and sometimes a paintbrush, like now, can be full of paint. this case gesso. So I am guilty of scrubbing my canvas. So we're going to let that dry. Well, we're not really, we're going to use a heat gun. So excuse me for the noise. What I'm going to do first is take the wooden canvas away from my plastic little board I use, just a standard chopping board, but I don't want it melting, getting damaged. And we'll come back when I've got my gesso, not my gesso, GG, gouache. When I've got my gouache ready, we'll be back. We're going to be using the Pebeo T7 extra fine gouache. We're going to be using the golden yellow hue and the lilac. I should say the golden chrome yellow hue. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.